Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, can we type return keyword inside a method whose return type is void in Java? Let me answer. Let's say there is a Java program. Inside the Java program, there is a method whose return type is mentioned as void. That means the method is not going to return anything. But still, is there a possibility of writing the return keyword or mentioning the return keyword in such kind of method whose return type is mentioned as void? What's the answer? The answer is yes. It is possible to still write the return keyword inside a method of the program whose return type is mentioned as void. There will not be any compiler error, but there are some rules for that. Okay. If you really want to write the return keyword in a method Java programs whose return type is mentioned as void, okay, Java will only allow you to write such kind of return keyword when that return keyword immediately ends with a semicolon symbol and that return keyword is not going to return any data. Okay, we can write the return keyword that doesn't return any data by directly ending the return keyword or statement in that method having the void return type with semicolon symbol, then that is possible, guys. Let me practically demonstrate this one for you. For that, I'll create a new class. I'll just name this class as class B. Okay. So I'm going to create a method, fresh method inside this class. Public void. I'll just name this method as sample. Any name you can give. Now, as you can clearly see that the return type of this particular method is mentioned as void. Void means it doesn't return anything. The method is not going to return anything. But still, can I write the return statement here? Even though this method is not returning anything, can I mention the return statement here? Yes, only if the return statement immediately ends with a semicolon and the return statement doesn't return actual data. You see, it's not returning any data. It's a normal return statement which is directly ending with or immediately ending with a semicolon. Okay. So it is possible, guys. Okay, whenever this return keyword encounters, okay, when this particular method is getting executed and this return keyword is getting encountered, the execution stop there itself. Where in real time we use this return statement and how it is possible for us to in a particular method having the void specified. That means the method is not going to return anything, but you are still mentioning the return. How it is possible? Because this return statement is a normal return statement which is not returning any data, and how it is used in real time I am going to explain that. Okay, for example, here I'll say int a is, or some logic I'll write b is equal to 4. Okay, then I'll write some logic like this. Okay, if a is okay less than b, then write this return statement. Otherwise, if a is not less than b, then do some print out like a plus b, you add it and print it out. Okay, that is 9 value will be printed only when a is less than b. 5 is less than 4, then only 9 will be printed. Sorry, if 5 is less than b, that is 5 less than b means if it will become true, but here it is becoming false, so it will print 9 here. Okay, but if a is really less than b, if a value that I'm passing to a is really less than b, then it will not print anything. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, we'll call this method and see what's happening now. So for that, I'll create a main method here. Let's say public static void, or you can simply in Eclipse side there is shortcut main control space and press enter. You see, main method will be created on the fly. Now, in order to call this method, there are two ways I can make this method static. So I can directly call this method because static methods can call the static. Static methods can only access the static stuff. So I have to make this method static. So then static main method is static. So this method also need to be static to be directly called. I can now call the method. Okay. Simply I'll call the method, guys. That's it. To run the program, I have created the main method. Otherwise, I don't need the main method. So if I run this program, what will happen? This logic will run and 5 less than 4 is false. So to go to the else block and print a plus b, that is 9 will be printed in the output. Okay. Run as Java application. 9 will be printed in the output in this case. Okay. 9 will be printed. And here one more thing I'll do. I'll just say system.end of sample method I'll write. So this case we'll try again. Okay, we'll try this again. 9 will be printed and end of the sample method also will be printed. End of sample method. In case of Okay, A is not A. This condition is becoming false means we are going to else block and A plus B is happening, 5 plus 4 is happening, and 9 is getting printed, and end of this program is happening. But what if I give 3 here? In such case, what will happen? You see, main method will call this method, and definitely 3 is less than 4. Immediately return statement will happen, and none of these things will be printed, guys. Neither 9 will be printed, nor end of the sample method will be printed. Okay. So the method execution will stop here itself. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's not about if else block. This return keyword or statement will stop the execution of the method and go back to the method calling statement immediately. Okay, without worrying about even end of the sample method also will not be printed in this case. Okay, here I'll say end of main method. Okay, end of main method, so that we'll get some output. Okay, run this. This time you'll get end of main method. That's it. Okay, what happened here? The method has been called. 3 is less than 4 is true. Return keyword has been turned up, and because of which it has stopped the execution of the main the sample method and went back to the sample, and then end of the main method got printed. What if it is greater than 5 if I give? In that case, you see all the statements like 9, end of the sample method, end of main method, everything will be printed. But in case of this value becoming 3, you see return keyword is getting executed, and because of which execution will stop there itself, and the control will go back to the method calling statement, and the remaining statements will get executed. Okay. So hope guys you got an idea how we can still mention a return keyword inside a method in the Java programs where method return type is mentioned as void. So with practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.